Hello and welcome to episode 7 of my vlog series, in which I'm just talking about comics that have come into Third Coast Comics at 6443 North Sheridan Road in Chicago that I kind of dig, and maybe sometimes I'll hit some that I'm not really feeling quite so well, or at least issues in the industry that I think that you might want to know my opinion about. But so far, it's all like basically good news, right? So I've got the first book I'm going to talk to you about is Tamamo, the Fox Maiden, and Other Asian Stories from Iron Circus. Thank you, Spike Trotman, for doing such a great job of like putting these books out with these fantastic folk lore stories and mythology tales and things like that, and the talent that's being used to kind of present some of these stories is pretty cool. This one's got Lucy Bellwood and Jean Leung Yang and like Carla Speed McNeil and so many other people in it whose work I've had in the shop before. This is pretty cool to have, and I think that like I didn't realize there was a series going on. I was just kind of ordering them, and now that they're actually here, I think it's just such a great idea to have a series like this in the shop. And it's things like this in my shop tend to get pretty well received, so I'm kind of for it. I've also got, last week we got into Department of Truth, right? It's a James Tynion IV written book. It's from Image Comics. It's kind of like your conspiracy theories might not really be conspiracy theories, but man, they're pretty damn like kind of dark and chilling for like, this current climate, I suppose, right? Without being too over the top and actually being kind of creative. Like it's almost like the kind of concept you might expect from a Jonathan Hickman or something like that, but it goes issue 1 went some places that I didn't expect it to go. If this could have been like an early 90s kind of Vertigo style book, it would have fit very well. And I think it's kind of cool. Something I wanted to talk to you about last week that I didn't get a chance to because I got really like excited when my UPS driver pulled up with my new books. A tribute to Len Wein and Dave Cockrum came out, right? Giant Size X-Men #1, it's sort of a tribute for that. Giant Size X-Men #1 was like a really important comic for X-Men fans, and really comic fans overall, in which it was the first appearance of like Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, a lot of other characters who were considered to be like that new generation of X-Men after the original X-Men. Except for in this tribute book, what they basically did is did this entire issue over again, right? And they did it in which a new art team basically took over the script and like did a different sort of take on each page, right? So like one art team does page 1, a different art team does page 2. I've seen these kind of jam books before, and they're almost always pretty cool. And this one worked really well because like Giant Size X-Men #1, for as important as it was a fantastically put together comic by Cockrum and Wein. So I think that like them finally getting around to pulling off something like this is just a great idea, and we've been doing pretty well with it. So if you're in a shop and you want to get something different, that's like, all new and all different for you X-Men fans, if you want to get something like that, look this book up. It's 48 pages, which is like, I don't know, maybe that's like 48 times 2 different artists, like that's great. Like, I think I love that kind of thing. The only other thing that I really had was that I just read some news about Spider-Man 3, in which they've signed the 2 prior Spider-Man to like join current Spider-Man as like actors on. So this movie would have like 3 Spider-Men in it, and at some point in time, I would have thought this was like a fantastic idea, right? Like Crisis on Infinite Spider-Man, or like a way to do like the Marvel Comics version of Spider-Verse, or I should say Spider-Verse as was done in the comics, except for now it kind of feels almost like a little too late, because we have a situation in which Spider-Verse, the animated show, was so fantastically well received that I'm not sure that a lot of the public really cares about Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire back in Spider-Man roles after we've just seen the reception Miles Morales got, right? I think we'd want Miles Morales in a live-action Spider-Man more than we'd actually want those two showing up and kind of like in the climax sort of helping out current Spider-Dude, right? Like maybe this is going to be good. I don't really know. But personally, I kind of feel like I'm a little over like Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire's eras of Spider-Man. Like the old school Silver Age fan of me for comics loves these kind of crossover things. Absolutely. But I think that at this point in time, here we are, we've gotten to 2020, we've got to go all the way back to like 2000 or some crap like that to like pull up Tobey Maguire again, and I kind of, I didn't hit me right. So maybe like in 6 months or something, I'll give more of a shit, but for right now, I just don't care. I want Miles Morales in a live action thing, and I want it to be something that was intentional, something that came out of the response he got from Spider-Verse, as opposed to, hey, guess what, remember Andrew Garfield? We found that guy. Look, he even still fits the suit. I'm kind of out. Well, that's what I got so far. I'd probably have more for you if I do another video tomorrow, because I'm still waiting on half my comic book shipment for this week. So, that's me, Terry Gant from Third Coast Comics. This has been episode 7 of Doomsday, Clerk, and I'll be talking to you later. Thank you. Bye.